Hello everyone and welcome to Reentry. In this video we will take a quick look at how to perform a rendezvous with Agena. We are currently in orbit around Earth with an altitude of 122 nautical miles, and Agena is at an altitude of 160 nautical miles. And these are both circular orbits. So we are currently catching up with Agena. Our orbit is lower, you can see, and we've been chasing it, and soon we will perform the burn. So first of all, let's take a look at some of the procedures, checklists, and then scroll down, and then you'll find the rendezvous and docking. So hit rendezvous, press that, and then we'll queue up these steps. So the first thing is that we'll need to make sure that our radar is on standby. It needs 5 minutes in standby, so this can be done basically at any time before you rendezvous with it, but let's prepare it now. Then we'll need to make sure that we are in a circular orbit, and we just did that, so everything is good. And then we'll request the rendezvous burn. So hit this button, rendezvous. This is the shortcut. If you want, you can go into mission tools, request burns, and then request the rendezvous burn using this menu here. So let's go ahead and do that. Then at the same time, let's open up the catch-up maneuver pad. This is the catch-up, and then we'll need to plot all of these parameters. These are the burn parameters into this form, and once you see it in this form here, all of this will kind of make a little bit more sense. So we can use either a draw tool or the stamp system that allows you to fill out this form, or the auto plotter that will just do it for me. So our rendezvous burn is set to 4 hours and 27 minutes and then 3.51 seconds into the mission. And we are currently at 4 hours and 11 minutes. So let's go ahead and proceed with the checklist. We have now received our burn. We can go ahead and just close these two messages here, and you can see that our burn is having a delta V of 68.2 feet per second, and then the burn results will be 160.99 nautical miles of altitude on the perigee, and now apogee, and then perigee will remain at my current state, which is all correct. So the rendezvous will happen with two burns. One initial burn that will put us on a trajectory, and then we'll need to circularize our orbit once we reach Agena. So you'll see that in a second. So for now, I'll just leave it up. Then we can proceed with the checklist. And now we need to verify that the parameters that we received through a DCS uplink. So once you hit the rendezvous request, ground uplinked the burn parameters to the computer, and this light signals that the computer has received a package from ground, so you can just go ahead and acknowledge that. And then we are reading core 01, which you can see here. This is hour, and then minute. So hour is 4, so 4 hours 27 minutes. So that seems okay. Clear 02. Next part, core 2, is seconds, so 00351. Clear. Then let's see our delta V, 68.1, 68.2, but this is just because of rounding errors, so just use whatever you have in the computer. There, 26, readout. Should indicate 0. Clear. 27. This is also 0. The 9 here in front indicates a minus sign. So this is minus 0.0000, and then maybe a fraction somewhere here. So you can ignore that. Then it wants us to set the event timer. You can use that knob here to modify this event timer here, or you can go and set it to 0 and then mission tools, cockpit function, and then reset event timer. That will reset the event timer for you, so you don't need to manually do it here. But of course, if you want to be realistic, you can do that. And then it wants me to set it to 10 minutes. So let's increase it until it says 10. And it should now be ready. Oops, let's increase it back again. And this is how you do it manually. Then make sure that it's in stop, and then set it to down. And now we have verified all our parameters in the computer. So let's clear that, and then press start. So yeah, the checklist asks me to clear it, 84, and then readout. Core 84 includes the time to the burn, which is 11 minutes and 44 seconds. So you can see that every time I press the readout button on Core 84, it will refresh the display, and then eventually we'll get to 10 minutes before the burn. You can also use the event timer here, so 4:27 or mission timer. So we are going to wait until it's 4 and then 1, 7 and then 3. So let's time scale to 1650. Well, and now all we need to do is to press start at 03. There we go. And now it's counting down, and we can cross-check if you want. 9:51, and then this one is somewhere close to that. That's good. And then we've already done that. Now we need to wait for 1 minute. The platform doesn't really matter that much in terms of our burn, because the Gemini craft, let's go to rate command. The Gemini craft has the capability of translating, so you can fire these thrusters to translate the craft forward, aft, left, right, up and down. So you can be in any attitude. So if I, for example, change my attitude now, let's say 30-degree yaw, and then do 350 pitch, something like that, we can see that the ABIs are displaying the direction that I need to burn in order to execute the delta V that the parameters indicated, and the direction will require me to burn this amount forward, this amount left, and this amount down to zero it. And if I change it, this will all change. And if I would be looking directly into the burn target, so if I maneuver down now into the burn direction, I mean, there we go, you can see that everything has now shifted into the forward. So at this moment, all I need to do is to perform a forward burn to close the burn vector, or zero the IVIs. Let's go back to 0. Then let's time scale till we're 1 minute before the burn. Have some rates, so let's go ahead and zero those rates. And you can switch to platform and then sharpen forward. And this will basically automatically hold my attitude. And then let's continue. And And now we need to zero the IVIs. I like to open up my map view here just to kind of show you my parameters. We are going to slowly burn so our apogee reaches apogee, and this light illuminates when it's time to start the burn. And there we go. Our burn is complete, and we are now at 160.7 nautical miles of altitude, which is close to our target orbit. So closed, and let's just follow this checklist, but I'll need to enable these motor valves again and then reset the computer, because now I want to do a quick correction burn. You can see that my delta apogee is 1.19 nautical miles. This is the delta position between my apogee after this burn compared to where it should have been. So you can go ahead and use the ohms again to correct that, and you want to get it down to below 1.0, and if it's closer to 0, that's even better. So now I'm going to just burn forward to kind of improve it, and then you see that it starts to climb again. Then I'll burn aft slightly until it's kind of the best. Now I'm burning forward again, and at this point you can try to burn down or up and see if it improves. Burning up improves it. Not anymore, so then going back down again. And now I can try to burn forward and aft again to see if I can improve it further. Forward didn't help, so going aft. Aft, and moving down here. And now I'm just burning forward and aft until I can see if something helps. And if you want to kind of continue, this is more than good enough. I'm just showing you kind of how this parameter works. You can try to burn even left or right, see if it has an influence. In this case, it doesn't. Okay, so this is fine. I'm going to work more on that. So basically, just burn forward and aft until it's as good as you can, and then that should be fine. So let's go ahead and get our radar on. It's been in standby for way more than 5 minutes. That's perfectly fine. It can be in standby until, final encounter if you want. But it's good to just get it on because it will give us the range to Agena, and it will allow you to send some radio commands. So let's set the encoder on, and then I want to send 251 to it, 2, 5, and then 1. And if this returns here, it means that the message was sent. And if I now go into the checklists and memory core, Agena commands. So if you go here and you can scroll all the way down, you find the memory cores and the Agena commands. The Agena command 251 is acquisition lights on or off. So 250 is off, 251 is on. The next thing we want to do is to request the next burn. So open up the function bubbles and then request the apogee burn. So if we now go into our orbit view, you can see that we are now performed the burn here, and we are now catching up, and then we are moving towards apogee, which is here. And at this point, you can see that both our orbits are kind of similar, and then they'll start to separate again. Let's take a look at that. Here we go. So this means that at this point is where our rendezvous will happen. So now I'm going to go back in and then create a burn that would circulate at our orbit at that point, which will make us match our velocity with the target vehicle. So mission tools, request burn, and then request AP burn.
Roger, DCS.
And our burn is at 5 hours, 11 minutes, and 45 seconds. So open mission tools, data forms, catch up maneuver pad. I'm also going to open up the rendezvous plot. I'll show you what that is. And what I can do now is to hit this pen tool, clear the form, and then autoplot again. Now we can close our parameters. And our burn is with a similar delta V because we went from a circular orbit, and our orbit is now about matched with what the Agena is having. So now the checklist wants me to follow the circularization orbit. It's very simple, so you don't need to do it if you know it. But let's go ahead and take a look at that. So let's go up to our circularize orbit. And then you can use these two buttons now to inject this checklist into the other one. This will put it on top, and this will put it on the bottom of this list. So let's put it on the top because we want to do that now, and then we'll continue with the rest. We are in catch-up mode, and it is completed loading, obviously. So let's just go ahead and proceed. We have requested this, so let's reset computer. And then we have the TCS message with the burn parameters when we requested burn number 2. So we can acknowledge that. Then verify the parameters with the pad 511, 02, 45, 30, and then delta V 68.4. So good. Make sure the other ones are 0. And everything is good. Let's start our calculation. This is the burn results, and we can use core 84 to see how much time we have left until the burn. Currently 37 minutes and 19, 17, 16 seconds and counting. And now I'm going to not use the event timer, so you can just stop it. Just to show you another way, you have a couple of other timing options here. You have this clock here, and we have another clock here, or you can use the mission timer. We have the pad here, so 5:11:45, 10 minutes before, etc. We don't need to care that much about it. Now, all there's left to do is to wait for our burn to begin. So now we can use timescale. I'm going to use timescale slightly closer, so 5:11, so let's say 5. There we go. And now I just want to check my position relative to the craft. So this is my position relative to Agena, and you can see that I'm kind of moving into it. You can zoom in on the chart if you want. And you can see that now I'm coming up in front of it. And if you would like to have a visual at this moment, before performing the burn, you can. So let's go ahead and switch into direct. And now I'm going to perform a maneuver. And this is your fuel. Always pay attention to fuel in Gemini missions. And then we want to get to 180. Command. Then I'll open up the plotter again. And you can see that Agena should be behind us and then slightly up. So now if I see if I can see it, there we go. And at this point, if you want, You can open the mission tools, cockpit function, and toggle optics sights. And you can use this to maneuver. However, we still have a burn that's coming up, so let us continue with that. If you would perform the burn like this, you can see that it's fully possible to do it. All you need to do is to close the IVIs with a different attitude, so you need to burn a little bit in each direction. So I'm thinking that maybe since we did it the right way earlier, let's try to just have a random attitude and see that we can still perform this rendezvous. So let's continue. And today we don't have, in this burn, we don't have the event timer. So now I'm going to 5:11:45. See that we're getting closer. 11. Okay. And now we need to wait for this light. Then we can just ignite. See the timing there. Oh, of course, 11:45. Always use the event timer, it's recommended, but I just want to show you. There we go. And now we need to burn aft first, because we're now in a random attitude here. This could be any attitude. Left. And then up. You'll see our relative velocity is closing towards 0. Okay. Reset. The burn is now complete. I can verify. Everything seems to be close enough. And now we're back into our original checklist. If we zoom in, you can see that I'm slightly above Agena at the moment. So let's move this down here just so we can visualize it. We don't need a pad anymore. Now we can set the computer to rendezvous. I'm not going to use this during the docking today, just because of the length of this video, but might do a dedicated one on this eventually. But all it does is that once loaded, you can get alignment commands using the ADI and the IVIs to perfectly align with the Agena and then perform the closing. It's going to show your kind of relative position to Agena. We already have the acquisition lights on, so we don't need to care about that. And now I'm going to set my source to radar and then display attitude. And this will point me towards Agena, which is 1,500 feet away after I completed my burn. By centering this, I should now have it directly in front of me. So let's check that. And there we go. We can see Agena coming there in the morning sunrise. Now I can use these optics here to match kind of my relative motion with it. And then I can translate towards it. Now I don't need this positioner anymore, and I can just try to increase my velocity. If this needle is above 0 here, it means that I'm closing in. If it's below 0, it means that I'm moving away from it. So let's also go and continue to maneuver. I want to move up in front of it. This is where the docking port is. have it. Now I just want to kind of get it into motion where it doesn't move that much. I kind of have control over it. Then I'll quickly continue with my checklist here. I can remove my optic sight. And then it wants me to wait until the computer has stopped. You can use timescale, or the loading is complete, I mean. You can use timescale to do this. For now, I'm just going to ignore it because I'm not going to be using that program. Then I'll open up M, and I'll continue with the next checklist, and that's docking. So proceed, send the index arm. This is basically this needle in front. Then I'll put on the docking lights. See, there's this light here in front. That's optional. And then it wants me to send a couple of commands. So acquisition light off, 250. See, the lights are off. Next, it wants me to turn on the approach lights, 141. There, the lights are on. You don't really need it during daytime docking. And then it wants me to unrigidize it, but you can ignore that. It's already unrigidized. But you can always send a command, it doesn't matter. Okay. Now we are going to complete the docking. Actually, I think that I just want to time scale a little bit. Just need to keep station keeping. The loading is complete, so let's go ahead and just start it. I just want to have it enabled. So this is your relative position and motion and targeting. I'll still use the radar. You can use the computer to align yourself with it. Let's just go ahead and do that. This will align you with the attitude of it. This will show you where you need to burn to close the gap. So now push that back and then complete the docking. This is just an indication. You need to do a visual approach as well, but it's a good tool to close up those larger things. Now you can use the range here. See your range. Need to do a quick docking now. Braking. Roll. I'm in rate command. Off. There we go. Docking complete. And now you can just follow the post docking checklist if you want. is basically turning off the position lights and then the exterior lights off. Now we have docking with Agena. We are currently here. We could have some good views of Africa on our way here, but we were very occupied with our maneuvering. So with that, I hope that this helps you with some of the procedures. I know that I did some things to kind of show you how things work and some options. So you should now have a few good tools to use in terms of mastering this maneuver. If you struggle with it, just keep trying. And it's usually one of these maneuvers that once you do it like once, the first time you do it, it's always brutal. But after that, it just suddenly kind of gets easier and easier. So keep practicing. Use this scenario to practice, and then the Gemini campaign will guide you through all of this as well. So with that, I hope this helps, and thank you for watching.